Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's time to get started today. I'm really glad that we could have our outstanding graduating student ceremony in person this year, even if it's outside, even if it is a little cold, and even if we still have to socially distance and wear our masks today. So good afternoon also to those of you who are watching. I know there's a lot of family members out there. Thank you very much for our president, Dr. Berry, to be here, and our provost, Dr. Lanoux. So without further ado, I turn it over to Mr. Stephen Oakes, chair of the Art and Design Department.
Thank you. I've got 3 pages here I was going to read about our, but I'm going to keep it to 1. All right. Our outstanding senior in art and design is Carly Hale. She was born in El Dorado and went to high school over in Amarillo. She's receiving her BFA in Interactive Media and Marketing with a minor in English. She has run cross-country and track for SAU for 4 years now, and in 2019 received the Murphy USA Female Scholar Athlete of the Year. She is also one of only 3 women at SAU's history to have received an all-conference honors for 3 consecutive years. In the spring of 2020, Carly won the Field and Leadership Experience competition for the College of Liberal and Performing Arts. And her future plans are to return to SAU in the fall to pursue her master's in administration with social entrepreneur emphasis, and also to continue running cross country. After her master's, she hopes to be involved in nonprofit organizations and the underserved populations. And she even inspires to start up her own nonprofit organization someday. So congratulations to Carly Hale.
Department of Behavioral and Social Sciences, Dr. Wilson.
Good afternoon. It is certainly my pleasure to announce that the outstanding student of Behavioral and Social Sciences is Miss Sarah Fischer. Sarah is a social work major, but she tells me that she did not come to SAU to major in social work because her dream of working in a rehab hospital will probably be achieved because Sarah, in May, just next month, will be moving to Lubbock, Texas, where she's been accepted to attend a Doctor of Occupational Therapy program at Texas Tech University Health Science Center there. So Sarah's moving on to earn her doctorate in occupational therapy. Sarah's had one of the most complete mule rider experiences maybe that I've ever seen. Sarah came here, she's done everything from, she was in the band, she's been a president's ambassador. Sarah is actively involved in Phi Mu fraternity where, among other things, she was the director of harm reduction and prevention. She has served as their secretary. Sarah recently had her undergraduate research on alcohol mixed energy drinks. She presented that virtually at Southwestern Psychological Association. Sarah, I can't think of all the things you've done, but I know that if there was an opportunity, Sarah was certainly not someone who was going to back down. She looked at her opportunities here and had a very full mule rider experience. It is my pleasure on behalf of Behavioral and Social Science to award Sarah Fischer our plaque as Outstanding Student.
We have a Department of History and Political Science, Dr. Barrett.
Our outstanding senior this year is Wesley Price, and there's a lot to say about Wesley Price. He's been involved with pre-law, Young Democrats, student government. He's represented SAU at an economics competition, but I think what's most interesting about Wesley is his academics. Obviously, everybody here is great at academics, but a couple of years ago, Wesley comes to me and he said, "Can I do a double major?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." What do you want a double major? And he says, "Math." And I said, "Oh, I guess so." I've never done this before. So needless to say, he completed, or he is in the process of completing his double major in mathematics and political science. Using those tools, those quantitative tools, has been really an important part of his research already. He did a senior research paper under my supervision on looking at the impact of Bolsa Familia, a policy program in Brazil, on economic inequality and whether it reduced inequality. And that was a really interesting paper. He learned a lot of quantitative methods and how to put all that together. So it's not just the mathematics, it's the ability to apply the mathematics. He's planning on at some point, maybe next year or the year after that, continuing his studies in public administration or public policy. He's not sure which. But anyway, he's also been my student worker for the last 2 years, and anyone can tell you that's not exactly easy either, but it really gives me great pleasure to produce the outstanding student to Wesley Price in the History, Political Science, and Geography department.
And we have Department of Modern Languages, Dr. Ulmer.
Good afternoon, everybody. This year's outstanding graduate in modern languages is Caitlin Crumpler. Caitlin is an English education major. Assuming that she's having her usual semester, and I hear rumors that she is, she's likely to graduate with a 4.0 grade point average. Interestingly, Caitlin is a former nurse, so her dedication to teaching English is a revised career path. I'm almost getting used to the fogged up glasses. She is an extremely good writer and reader and critic of literature, and was the department's unanimous choice for this particular honor. In addition to her minor in education, which includes student teaching, of course, Caitlin challenged herself to get an additional minor in theater in order to become a more well-rounded teacher. All of us in modern languages are extremely proud of her and her accomplishments, and we think she's going to distinguish herself as an educator. Caitlin?
Thank you very much.
And last but not least, Performing Arts and Mass Communication, Ms. Mickey.
I told Isabella that if I had to stand up in front of everybody, she has to too. So her parents are watching anyway, so my parents aren't watching, so we'll let them see her quite a bit. So this is Isabella Munson. She's Performing Arts and Mass Communication Outstanding Graduate for this year. She's a music education major, a percussionist. She comes to us from Livingston, Texas, which is near Houston, and actually her high school band director is an alum of SAU, so that's how we made that connection and brought Isabella so far from home. She's been a wonderful student in our band program and in our department. Percussion section leader, taught lots of private lessons to local schools around Lone Oak, Bryant, and other places like that, in Magnolia as well. She's also well-rounded. When she came to SAU, she became interested in CrossFit. And so she started teaching CrossFit classes at the MAC. And she still continues to do that as well. So us musicians some of them can be fit too, right? So, so she's well-rounded with that, and she's done a wonderful job. She's student teaching at Magnolia High School this year, and she's going to apply for positions when she graduates in May. Hopes to be a middle school or high school band director for a few years, and then she plans to go on and get her master's and doctorate. She would love to teach music history on the at the college level. So Isabella Munson, Performing Arts and Mass Communication, outstanding graduate. I want to shake your hand, ma'am. Okay, congratulations. You're welcome. Go ahead.
And our graduate program in public policy, we have Dr. Babbitt again.
I'm really lucky to get to do a second award because it really does reflect on the best students that we have here at SAU. And Amber Overholzer could not be here, so I'm stepping in for her. And so Daniel Fletcher is the outstanding student in the Public Administration program. And let's see. Daniel Fletcher has a long history with Southern Arkansas University. Daniel earned his bachelor's degree in political science with a minor in English in May of 2019. He has worked in various formal and informal roles on campus, including as a resident assistant, a graduate assistant with the Office of Student Life, and a student worker with the College of Education. As an MPA student, Daniel has worked diligently throughout the program to learn about public service, has worked in collaboration with his colleagues on class projects, and is always working to improve his written and overall professional style. Daniel is currently working in collaboration with other professionals on a statewide survey related to jail reentry in order to create a policy brief. He hopes to bring awareness to jail reentry opportunities and challenges throughout the state. And finally, Daniel was recently hired on as outreach coordinator for Upward Bound at SAU. We look forward to working with Daniel well into the future. Congratulations, Daniel, and that's from Amber. And I just want to say personally, I've known Daniel for quite some time, and the academic achievements really are there, but he's also just one of the nicest students I've ever encountered. And so with that, present the award to Daniel Fletcher, the outstanding.
We're going to conclude our ceremony today with the outstanding graduating students, both graduate and undergraduate, in the College of Liberal and Performing Arts. And I start with the easy decision. The outstanding graduating student is, of course, Daniel Fletcher. And I said the decision about Daniel was the easy decision. It was really extremely difficult this year in my 8 years here. And it's remarkable that we have so many outstanding students in this COVID year especially. Someone mentioned a GPA of 4.0. I think every student here today is only a few tenths below 4.0 or right at 4.0. And your chairs listed your long achievements in extracurricular activities. So really, this decision was extremely difficult. However, the outstanding graduating undergraduate student in the college is Wesley Price. Usually I would say let's conclude the ceremony with some refreshments and some nice food, but unfortunately we can't have as many people here as we do have if we would serve food, but I would invite you maybe to talk with your chairs, to talk with some of your administrators. Thank you very much for being here today.